Good morning, family, friends, Facebook, YouTube. This is Ivan with the Church of Christ, One Nation, One Power, back again with another lesson. Today's lesson will be entitled, The Book of the Sixth and Seventh Seal. You will need the Book of the Sixth Seal. You will need the Book of the Seventh Seal. Your Bible, the Stick of Judah, and also the Book of Mormon, the Stick of Joseph in the hand of Ephraim. Before I begin, I want to give thanks to the Most High, His Son Yeshua, and also the Ruach HaKodesh. And I ask my Father to once again place His words in my mouth. Bless and sanctify this lesson this morning. Now forgive me, ladies and gentlemen, it's 5:30 in the morning. And last night, my daughter put me to sleep while I was trying to place her to sleep. She started patting me on my back. I'm just waking up, so I don't know when she fell asleep. But let's begin. 3rd Testament, chapter 54. We're going to read verses 17 through 20. Remember Israel, awaiting the Messiah. When they had him in front of their eyes, they divided into believers and deniers of my truth. So we got believers and deniers of the truth. The explanation is simple. Those who awaited me with the Spirit believed. And those who waited with the material senses denied me. These two forces must confront each other again. The spirit of believing and the spirit of denial. Until from the struggle, the truth arises, the struggle will be bitter for men to love their earthly more as time passes, because their science and their discoveries make them feel as though they are in their own kingdom in a world that they have created. Today, every man believes that he knows the entire truth. Each religion says it possesses the truth. And the men of science claim they have found it. I tell you, absolutely no one knows the truth. For the part revealed to men has not been understood by them. All men bear within themselves a part of the truth and part of the errors that they mix with the light of truth. We got two forces right now. The spirit of believers and the spirit of denial. So what spirit do you have? Do you believe or do you deny? 3rd Testament, chapter 54, verses 17 through 20. Let us now go to chapter 61. And let's read verses 103 down to 105. A voice has come to awaken you. A voice sweet. A sweet voice. And consoling that calls you to the kingdom of light and life. But which can become one of justice if you choose to continue profaning your spirit and ignoring the law. To be humble and obedient, my word says, persevere. For you will accomplish much by my grace. And much will you reach for your brothers. To the foolish, my voice says, now remember this is the spirit of denial. The Most High calls you the foolish. My voice says, if you do not make use of this holy occasion to leave the mirror of sin or darkness of ignorance you inhabit, you will see the times and eras pass over your spirit without knowing what the Lord brought in his message, nor what were the gifts revealed to his people. A voice has come to awaken you. A voice sweet, a sweet voice. And unto the foolish, repent. Repent of your sins and walk away from the darkness. 3rd Testament, chapter 61, verses 103, 105. Let us now go. Chapter 38, 3rd Testament, book of the 6th seal. And we're going to read verses 49 through 59. Got 10 verses to read here. Verse 49. The 6th stage is represented by Elijah, called Elias in the New Testament. He is the symbol of the Holy Spirit. It is he who goes on his chariot of fire bearing light to all nations in all the worlds that are unknown to you, but known to me. For I am the Father of all the worlds and all the creatures. This is the stage in which you are living, that of Elijah. It is his light that illuminates you. He represents the teachings that were hidden, but that are being revealed to mankind in this era. The 7th stage is represented by the Father himself. He is the end, the culmination of evolution. In him is the stage of grace, the 7th seal. Y'all hold on. My verse 50 right now. Hold on. Forgive me. Let me repeat verse 50. The 7th stage is represented by the Father himself. He is the end, the culmination of evolution. In him is the stage of grace, the 7th seal. Here I have deciphered the mystery of the 7 seals. That is why I say to you that this is the 6th seal. For 5 of them have passed already. The 6th is unleashed, but the 7th remains sealed. The time for its contents has not yet arrived. There is time yet before the stage appears before you. When that stage arrives, there shall be grace, perfection, and peace. But oh, how much man will weep to purify his spirit. The book of the 7 seals is the history of your life. The book of the 7th seal is the history of your life, of your evolution on earth, with all its struggles, passions, conflicts, and finally with the triumphant of the good and justice of love and spirituality over the passions of materialism. Believe truly that everything leads to a spiritual and eternal goal, so that you may give each lesson its rightful place and corresponds to it. While the light of the sixth seal illuminates you, it will be a time of conflict, of vigilance, and purification. But when that time has passed, you will have reached a new stage in which the seventh seal will open new revelations to you. With what satisfaction and joy will the new time be revealed by the Spirit when it is surprised in a cleansed and prepared state. While the sixth seal illuminates you, flesh and spirit will be purified. Verse 55, the book that was sealed in the heavens has been opened to the sixth chapter. It is the book of the seven seals, which contains wisdom and judgment, and which was unleashed by my love for you, to reveal to you its profound lessons. Man has lived for 5 stages on earth, encouraged by the divine breath of the Spirit, in spite of which he has been unable to understand the spiritual sense of his life, the purpose of his existence, his destiny, and his essence. All was impenetrable mystery for his mind, as well as to his spirit, a sealed book whose contents he cannot interpret. Drop down to verse 58. It was necessary that the divine book be opened, and that men contemplate its contents in order for them to be saved from the darkness of ignorance. That is the source of all the evils that exist on earth. Who can open that book? By chance, a theologian, a scientist, or a philosopher? No, none of them. Not even the righteous spirits could reveal its contents to you. For what the book keep within was the wisdom of God. Only Christ, the Word, only He, the divine love, could do so. But even so, it was necessary to wait for men to be ready to receive the divine revelation without being blinded by the splendor of my spiritual presence. And mankind had to live through 5 stages of trials, lessons, experience, and evolution in order to reach the fair development that permits them to understand the mysteries that the arcane of God keeps for them. That'll be hidden mysteries that God keeps from us. Now, this is chapter 38, and I just read verses 49 through 55. Now allow us to go into the Bible. Let us go into the Bible, the book of Revelations, chapter 5. And we're going to read verses 1 through 10. Let's get the header. John sees the book sealed with 7 seals, and those redeemed out of every nation. Revelations chapter 5, verse 1 through 10. And I saw in the right hand of him that sat on the throne a book written within and on the backside sealed with 7 seals. And I saw a strong angel proclaiming with a loud voice, who is worthy to open the book and to loose the seals thereof. And no man in heaven, nor in earth, neither under the earth was able to open the book, neither to look thereon. And I wept much, because no man was found worthy to open and read the book, neither to look thereon. And one of the elders said unto me, Weep not, behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, hath prevailed to open the book and to loose the 7 seals thereof. And I beheld, and lo, in the midst of the throne, and of the 4 beasts, and in the midst of the elders stood a lamb, as it had been slain, having 7 horns and 7 eyes, which are the 7 spirits of God sent forth into all the earth. And he came and took the book out of the right hand of him that sat upon the throne. The Most High, Ahia, the Ancient of Days. And when he had taken the book, the 4 beasts and 24 elders fell down before the Lamb, having every one of his harps and golden vials full of odors, which are the prayers of the saints. And they sung a new song, saying, Thou art worthy to take the book and to open the seals thereof, for thou wast slain and hast redeemed us to God by the blood of every kindred, tongue, and people and nation, and hast made us unto our God kings and priests, and we shall reign on the earth. Remember, in the title, John sees the sealed book. And the only man that is worthy of opening that book is Christ, Yeshua himself. And we're going to open that book this morning, the book of the 7th seal. Let's go to Daniel before we do. Daniel chapter 12. Daniel chapter 12 and verse 4. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. Drop down to verse 8. And I heard, but I understood not. Then said I, O my Lord, what shall the end of these things be? What shall the end of these things? And he said, Go thy way, Daniel, for the words are closed up and sealed to the time of the end. Many shall be purified and made white and tried, but the wicked shall do wickedly. And none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand. If you're wicked, you will not understand. But if you're wise, you will understand. Now let's go into the book of the 7 seals. Let's go to chapter 68. And we're going to read verses 90 through 96. And a great revelation was given unto the prophet Daniel in the record of the Jews. Your Bible, ladies and gentlemen, is an record of the Jews. And it was written, Go thy way, Daniel, and touch not that which thou shalt see hereafter. For the words are closed up and sealed to the end, and sealed to the time of the end. And at that time, many shall be purified and made white, and tried according to their faith. But the wicked shall do wickedly, and shall not have the Spirit with them. And none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand. And from the time that the daily sacrifice was taken away, and the abomination that maketh desolate set up, there shall be 1,290 days. And blessed is he that waiteth, and cometh to the 1,330 days. But go thy way till the end be, for thou shalt rest, and stand in thy lot at the end of days. And now I, Moroni, ask of you, do you understand these words? I say unto you that I know that ye do not understand that of which Daniel had spoken, unless you have the Spirit to give unto you the meaning of these things. Excuse me. Let me repeat, verse 94. And now I, Moroni, ask of you, do ye understand these words? I say unto you that I know that ye do not understand that of which Daniel hath spoken, unless ye have the Spirit to give you the meaning of these things. For thus it is written, and none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand. And if you are reading my words that are given in this record, then you are wise, and have been guided in the Holy Spirit. And these things which have been sealed are the things which Daniel was not allowed to write, and are the words that are closed up and sealed to the end of time. Let's continue reading. And now, so that ye might know that the things which I have written unto you concerning the time and times and half of times are true, even that they are the true reckoning of time of the Lord, I shall give unto you this sign, even an explanation of these final things that Daniel was allowed to give unto you concerning his vision. Behold, these things concern the daily sacrifice that was offered up according to the law of Moses, which was kept in the temple of God, or in the ark of the covenant in the time of Moses. And the time periods that are described by Daniel are the years between the time that the ark of the covenant was first destroyed, even a few years before the ending of the dispensation called time, and the year in which the great king of Jerusalem began his reign, so that the temple at Jerusalem could once again be rebuilt, so that the daily sacrifice could once more be performed by the Jews. And this great king was Herod, in whose heart the Lord put the desire to do all these things for the purpose of Israel, according to the prophecies of the holy prophets. Let us stop right there. We have the book of the seven seal in our possession. Right here. And we were to receive this book during the times, and half of times. And that was 2019, when the Most High closed all of your churches. Selected people were chosen to receive these things. the Church of Christ, one nation, one power, was chosen to receive this record. Let us now go to the sealed portion, chapter 35. And let's read verses 101 through 103. Chapter 35, verse 101. For thus saith the Lord God, they shall write the things which shall be done among them, and they shall be written and sealed up in a book. And those who have dwindled in unbelief shall not have them. Let me repeat that again. And those who have dwindled in unbelief shall not have them. For they seek to destroy the things of God. Remember, we got two forces battling each other. The spirit of belief and the spirit of denial. That was in the Third Testament, the book of the sixth seal. And those who have dwindled in unbelief shall not have them. For they seek to destroy the things of God. Therefore, as those who have been destroyed speedily, and the multitude of their terrible ones shall be as shaft that passes away. Yea, thus saith the Lord God, it shall be at an instant suddenly. And it shall come to pass that those who have dwindled in unbelief shall be smitten by the hands of the Gentiles. And the Gentiles are lifted up in the pride of their eyes and have stumbled because of the greatness of their stumbling block, that they have built up many churches. The Gentiles have built up many churches. And this is their great stumbling block, their religion. That they have built up many churches, nevertheless, they put down the power and miracles of God. They preach up unto themselves their own wisdom and their own learning, that they may get gain and grind upon the face of the poor. And there are many churches built up which cause evens and strife and malice. And there are also secret combinations, even as in times of old, according to the combinations of the devil. For he is the founder of all these things, yea, the founder of murder and works of darkness, yea. And he leadeth them by the neck with a flaxen cord, until he bindeth them with his strong cords forever. Remember, we got the spirit of belief and the spirit of denial. And both these forces will clash in the last days. Now, if you got that spirit of denial, you will not have the book of the seventh seal. You wicked. And remember, Daniel said that the wicked shall not understand these things. That spirit of denial. Y'all forgive me, my nose is running. Let us now go to the Third Testament, chapter 62. Now, I was reading this for the past 2 days. The seal portion, chapter 62. I didn't make a marker. We're going to begin at verses 126 through verses 170. Got 3 pages that I want to read to you, if you got time. If I can make it through without my nose running. No, forgive me. Let me blow my nose first. Forgive me, family. We're in the Third Testament, the book of the Sixth Seal, chapter 62, and again, verses 126 through 170. It's a lot of reading. 3 pages. Woe to the world and to you if your lips remain sealed. This is very important what I just read. And I'm going to reread it. This is Christ speaking. He says, woe to the world and to you if your lips remain sealed. Woe to the world and to you if your lips remain sealed. I want to read that one more time. Woe to the world and to you if your lips remain sealed. Go to the Book of Mormon. The stick of Joseph in the hand of Ephraim. Let us go to Doctrines and Covenants, chapter 34. And let's read verses 5 through 10. Now remember, Christ says, woe unto the world and to you if your lips remain sealed. Verse 5. And more blessed are you because you are called of me to preach my gospel, to lift up your voices as with the sound of a trump, both long and loud, and cry repentance unto a crooked and perverse generation, preparing the way of the Lord for his second coming. For behold, verily, verily, I say unto you, the time is soon at hand that I shall come in, a cloud with power and great glory. And it shall be a great day at the time of my coming, for all nations shall tremble. But before that great day shall come, the sun shall be darkened, and the moon be turned into blood, and the stars shall refuse their shining, and some shall fall, and great destructions await the wicked. Therefore, lift up your voice and spare not, for the Lord God hath spoken. Therefore, prophesy, and it shall be given by the power of the Holy Ghost. Lift up your voice as with the sound of a trump. Doctrines and Covenants, chapter 34, verses 5 through 10. Let us go back to the book of the sixth seal. Allow me to reread verse 126 again. Woe to the world and to you if your lips remain sealed. You are the spiritual seed of Jacob. You are the chosen seed. You are an Hebrew Israelite. Let us stop. Let's go to chapter 64, verse 36, and we're going to come right back. I am leaving you this message that you must carry beyond the seas. My word will cross the old continent and come to the men of Israel. Christ, your prophecy has been fulfilled. Your words have come true. That the book of the sixth seal will come to the men of Israel. Let us go back. Woe to the world and to you if your lips remain sealed. You are the spiritual seed of Jacob. And to him I promise that in you the nations of the earth would be saved and blessed. I wish to unite you as one single family so that you may be strong. I know that in the bosom of this people great works have been done, yet let it be I who know it, though the world does not know your names. Drop down to verse 31. Why do you hide these messages? Why do you hide these messages and not give the world the surprise of this new era with its good news? Why do you not dare to tell the world that the voice of Christ sounds among you? Why do you hide this message? I'm doing my job. I'm completing my mission. So any phone calls that I get telling me to only read the Bible, don't call me anymore. The next time you do, I will cuss your ass out. Verse 31. Why do you hide these messages and not give to the world the surprise of this new era with its good news? Why do you not dare to tell the world that the voice of Christ sounds among you? Let us stop. Let's go to chapter 63, verse 221. Many men, upon hearing these words, will deny that they are mine. I must ask them, why are they indignant? Indignant, it means to be angered. What is it they defend? Their lives? I defend that. My law, I keep watch over that as well. Do not fear. None will die for my cause. Only evil will die, because goodness, truth, and justice shall prevail eternally. Many men, upon hearing these words, will deny that they are mine. Remember, we got two forces: the spirit of belief and the spirit of denial. Two forces fighting together right now. And if anyone calls you to tell you to only stay in the Bible, he's got that spirit of denial. Doesn't have that spirit of belief. That's the children of the devil calling you. Speak and bear witness to my teachings by your works of love. For if there be some who close their ears so as not to hear you, others will open theirs. And in them your voice will be as sweet and harmonious as the song of the nightingale. Humanity is awaiting my new disciples, and yet if you, who are my laborers, from fear of the judgment of the world, abandon the sawing of your tools, what will become of humanity? Do you not feel the responsibility of your charge? Your consciousness will never deceive you. Your conscience will never deceive you. Let us stop. Because your conscience is enmity. That's what your conscience is. Let's read about your conscience in the book of the seventh seal. Let's go to the seal portion, chapter 20. The seal portion, chapter 20. And let's read verses 64 through 65. And the Lord hath placed enmity between Satan and us. And this enmity that he hath placed between us is the feelings that we receive when we work righteousness, and that we are happy and feel joy. And this enmity is also the feelings that we receive when we do evil, and that we are miserable, that there is an absence of joy. In other words, this enmity is our conscience. And Satan have taken these feelings or this enmity and have deceived us into thinking that evil is good and good is evil. And he hath accomplished this with gold and silver and the fine things of the earth. And he hath done this with families, in which he hath caused you to divide, so that ye shall hate one another, and put yourselves above others. Enmity is your conscience. Your conscience will tell you right from wrong. Your conscience will tell you good from evil. Let's continue. Let's go to the seal portion, chapter 36. And let's read verses 41 through 46. And now, I would that ye should understand the simplicity of my words. For the light of Christ is given to every man and woman who entereth into mortality. And it is by this light that we can judge good from evil. Or in other words, this is the enmity that the Father calls to be placed between those who follow Satan and those who are the children of Adam and Eve, are the children of men according to the flesh. For as soon as any spirit leaveth the spirit world and entereth into mortality, they are caused by the flesh to forget their former existence, that they might more fully be tried and tested during the days of their probation. I'm in probation right now. And immediately upon arriving to an age of understanding. Now that age of understanding will be 8. Satan beginneth to make an attempt to influence them and entice them to accept his plan. They becoming susceptible to his enticings because of the flesh. But the ministrations of the spirit world, which is the ministrations of angels, minister unto every word. They minister unto us every word that proceedeth forth out of the mouth of God, as I explained it unto you, as I have previously written. And these ministering angels, are these ministering spirits, are provided by the Father to inspire us to do good. And they also keep Satan and those who follow him in check, that they might not tempt us or entice us beyond our capabilities to resist their temptations. And for this reason, Satan is powerless to tempt and entice children, are those who have not reached the age of understanding. And I have also caused to be written the words of my father Mormon, which he wrote unto me concerning the baptism of little children. For this is a mockery of the purpose for which baptism was given. For what infant among you can choose to make a covenant with God? And they are innocent until they reach the age of accountability and understanding. You are not to baptize a child, a baby. They're not old enough to make a covenant with God. They're protected. Baptism starts at 8 years of age. That is the age of understanding. Now let's go back to the book of the sixth seal. I gotta see where I left off at. Okay. Verse 133. Your conscience will never deceive you, and will always tell you when you have fulfilled your duties. The unquiet you feel is a sign that you have not observed my precepts. You complain at times that the number of followers of my word increases slowly. I'm guilty of that. I remember my first video. I remember my first subscriber. His name was Jared. And at that time, I didn't know he was living with El Dael. That's how El Dael received my videos, through him, my first subscriber. There'll be times that, Father, I would ask God, I say, Father, why are you asking me to do this? But I only got one subscriber. I was complaining. So I'm guilty of complaining. You complain at times that the number of followers of my word increases slowly. Yet I tell you that you should complain of yourselves. For it is you who bear the mission of bringing the multitudes that form this people to grow and multiply. But if you lack faith in your hearts, if your gifts are undeveloped, and if your understanding lacks the light of spiritual knowledge, how will you move others by the virtues of faith and love that are not developed in your own hearts? He who does not understand cannot make others understand. He who does not understand cannot make others understand. Who does not feel cannot make others feel. Know then why your lips have trembled and stuttered when you have needed to give testimony of my word. He who loves will not hesitate. He who believes does not fear. And he who feels has many ways of proving his sincerity and truth. Forgive me. I got tripped up on that word. Today I come to you with a teachings that might seem impossible for the world to practice. Once it is understood, it is the easiest to fulfill. I come to teach the worship of the love of God through your life, your deeds, and the spiritual prayer, which is not pronounced by the lips at a predetermined place, nor is it in need of forms or images to be inspired. I say to you, what are you waiting for to spread the good news? By chance, do you pretend to go and preach among the rubble? Are you out there preaching, pretending? I am telling you and revealing all, so that you may always have a wise answer for every question made to you from your brethren. Pay attention. Behold that you will be attacked with great arguments. Behold, you will be attacked with great arguments. Let us stop right there. How many church, how many times have you been attacked with arguments? The Most High gave you the book of the seventh seal. He gave you the book of the sixth seal. He gave you the stick of Joseph in the hand of Ephraim. But you got family members and friends attacking you. With great arguments. Let's go to the Third Testament. The Book of Mormon. Let's go to 3rd Nephi chapter 11. I'm going to show you where these attacks come from. 3rd Nephi chapter 11, verse 29 through 30. For verily, verily, I say unto you, he that hath the spirit of contention is not of me, but is of the devil, who is the father of contention. And he stirreth up the hearts of men to contend with anger, one with another. Behold, this is not my doctrine, to stir up the hearts of men with anger one against another. But this is my doctrine, that such things shall be done away. Behold, verily, verily, I say unto you, I will declare unto you my doctrine. And this is my doctrine. It is the doctrine which the Father hath given unto me. And I bear record of the Father, and the Father beareth record of me. And the Holy Spirit beareth record of the Father and me. And I bear a record that the Father commanded all men everywhere to repent and believe in me. And whoso believeth in me is baptized, the same shall be saved. And they are they who shall inherit the kingdom of God. And whoso believeth not in me and is not baptized shall be damned. There go your argument right there, that you don't have to be baptized. But what did the scripture say? What did Christ say? If you ain't baptized, your ass ain't coming into my kingdom. Verily, verily, I say unto you, that this is my doctrine, and I bear record of it from the Father, and whoso believeth in me believeth in the Father also. And unto him will the Father bear record of me, for he will visit him with fire and with the Holy Spirit. Contention is not of Christ, but it's of the devil. Let us go back to the book of the seventh seal. I'm in verse 38, 138. Behold, that you will be attacked with great arguments, contentions coming from the devil, that will fill with fear those who are not prepared. Engrave my word and do not forget the great miracles which I have granted you, so that each one of you can be a living testimony of my truth. Then whoever scrutinizes you and prods into my word will find that it does not contradict anything of what I said. The book of the seventh seal, the book of the sixth seal will not contradict the Bible. Whoever scrutinizes you and prods into my word will find that it does not contradict anything of what I said and foretold during past eras. Forgive me. Forgive me, family. Hold on. 6:30. Let's begin at the ending of 139. Whoever scrutinizes you and prods into my word will find that it does not contradict in any of what I said and foretold during these past eras. The struggle will be great to the extent that some, having been my disciples, will come fearful and deny me, saying that they never heard me. To those who know how to be faithful to my commandments and are able to cope with this struggle, I shall cover with a mantle with which they will defend themselves, and they will come out unharmed from any situation. To the one who wrongly sows this seed, to the one who wrongly sows this seed and profanes the purity of this work, there shall be a judgment, the prosecution of men and uneasiness at every moment. It is necessary for each one to know the tree he has cultivated by the taste of his fruit. I have reserved great miracles for the period of the spiritual struggle of my people. Miracles and deeds that will amaze the wise men, the scientists. I will never forsake you. To your own strength. Do not become blinded when humanity ridicules you. Do not forget that in the second era, the multitudes mocked your master. Let us stop right there. Christ said, if they mocking you, they mock me first. Let us go to the chapter 11. I didn't make a marker. Why am I not sure? Why I got chapter 12? Yo, hold on. Yeah. Chapter 11. And we're going to read verses 23 through 26. Now remember, Christ said, they mock me, they're going to mock you. Verse 23. Chapter 11, verse 23. There were occasions when there was someone concealed among the multitude who harbored the intentions of shouting denials in my truth, assuring that I was a false prophet, but my word would surprise him before he had a chance to open his lips. At other times, I permitted a blasphemer to offend me, to prove before the multitude that the master was not disturbed by offenses, just giving them an example of humility and love. There were some who, ashamed before my gentleness, left immediately, repented for having offended with their doubts the one who with his deeds was preaching the truth. And as soon as an opportunity presented itself, they came to me, they followed me along the pathways, tearfully moved by my word, not even daring to speak and ask forgiveness for the insults which they had previously afflicted upon me. I would call them, caress them with my word, and grant them a certain grace. Listen, when I was on the earth with you, men came to me in caravans, men of high rank, covered in vanity, and rulers who secretly sought me out to hear me. Some admired me, but from fear did not admit it. Others denied me. To me came multitudes formed by men, women, and children, and they listened to me morning, afternoon, and night. Always they found the master willing to provide them with the word of God. They forgot themselves as they beheld the master neglecting himself. And they didn't know when I ate, so that my body would not waste away or my voice weaken. For they did not know that I took strength from mine own spirit, and within myself found substance. Chapter 11. Verses 23 through 26. Now let us go back to chapter 62. And let's repeat verse 143. My book ain't acting right. I have reserved great miracles for the period of the spiritual struggle of my people. Miracles and deeds that will amaze the wise men and the scientists. I will never forsake you at your own strength. But do not become blinded when humanity ridicules you. Do not forget that in the second era, the multitudes mocked your master. In truth, I tell you that the world is against you, and therefore I prepare you to know how to defend the cause of your faith with the arms of love and charity. I tell you that you will triumph it even when your victory is unknown. This time your sacrifice will not be in blood, although you will know calamity and disrespect. Still the master shall be there to defend and comfort you. No disciple will be alone. Let's drop down to verse 147. It is necessary that my people arise among nations, giving an example of brotherhood, harmony, charity, and understanding, like a soldier of peace in the midst of those who again take the divine teachings to do, harm each other, and take one another's lives. See, that's what's going on right now. You got brothers out there, they want to do you with scriptures. They want to do with you. They want to have a duel with you. You know, you got a 6-shooter. I got mine too. Trying to complete my mission, but I got brothers that want to duel with me. Let's continue. Who again take the divine teachings to do harm each other and take one another's lives. Come to understand that you all love the same God and do not duel over differences in the manner in which one or the other has been doing so. Do not duel over the differences in the manner in which one or the other has been doing so. It is necessary that you understand that there are beings in whom their beliefs, customs, and traditions have grown roots so deep that they will not intentionally be easy to pull up when first you instruct them. Have patience, and over the years you will succeed. Let's drop down to verse 151. Why do some who are of greater intelligence than those who believe in my message doubt my manifestations? Because it is not human knowledge or the mind that is capable of judging my truth. And when men understand this, they are invaded by fear of all that is new, and all they judge is unknown makes them reject it unconsciously. If you are Bible only, you will not understand the things that come out of the book of the seventh seal. If you're Bible only, you will not believe or understand anything coming out of the book of the sixth seal, the third testament. It's telling on you. I'm increasing my knowledge, but you still stuck low. And you want to duel with me, and I know more than you. But I'm holding back. You goddamn right I want to duel with you. But I don't have time for that. I'm increasing my knowledge. Let's repeat verse 151. Why do some who are of the greater intelligence than those who believe in my message doubt my manifestations? Because it is not human knowledge or the mind that is capable of judging my truth. And when men understand this, they are invaded by fear of all that is new, and all that they judge is unknown makes them reject it unconscionably. These new scriptures. Forgive me, guys. Forgive me, family. Okay. Please forgive me. And that was at verse 151. Remember, your family, your friends are going to reject this because it's new to them. They've been so long in religion that they're just Bible only. These are the ones that have a spirit of denial. And I'm a person that have the spirit of truth, the spirit of belief. That's why it's easy for me to accept these things and not reject them. Let us go down to verse 154. You will be strong for that battle, with the fortitude that also proceeds from the Spirit. Your strength will never be based in your material form, nor in the power of your money, nor in earthly support. Your faith in the truth alone will lead you to the victory of the contest. Your faith in truth alone will lead you to victory in the contest. I've already won the duel because of my faith. Do not fear if they call you confused. Do not fear if they call you confused, but offer your hand to all. Understand that this work, which to you is true, to others could seem false. For according to them, it lacks the consecration that the religions have gained by being recognized. Do not fear if they call you confused. Understand that this work, which to you is true, to others could seem false. If you have faith in me, if you believe I manifest myself in the words of these spokesmen, do not fear the judgment of your brethren. For my doctrine is so eloquent and so many truths are presented in my message that if you know how to use these weapons, you will not be easily defeated. Let us stop. Let's go to chapter 6. Here we go. Let's go to chapter 6. And let's read verses 32 through 34. Again, I tell you, be vigilant. For in the time of the struggles of creeds and doctrines of religions and science, many men, knowing that you do not carry books, will believe that the knowledge given them by their books will be the weapon by which they can defend my new disciples. I have told you, disciples, that you shall have to look at the great religions and the small sects directly in the eye. But before, neither should you have fear. The truth that I have entrusted to you is transparent. The word that I have taught you is clear and simple on the surface, but infinitely deep in its content. And there are powerful weapons with which you will struggle and win. And yet I tell you, there shall arise a people on the earth full of materialism and disbelief, to deny you the right to call yourselves an Hebrew Israelite, to deny your testimony of having received the new coming of the Messiah, and that people are the Hebrews. Have you not thought this, that people awaits in their bosom the arrival of their Messiah, their Savior, from whom they receive justice, and who will place them once again over all the peoples of the earth? That people knows that I have always come to them in this third era. I shall say, why should God come to another people if my people is not here on this earth? But here are my teachings. Let us go back. If you know how to use these weapons, you will not be easily defeated. Let's drop down to verse 164. Men are building on sand, not rock. And when the waves come again, they will batter those walls and their structures will fall to the earth. Men still building churches right now. Collecting money, building churches on sand. Let's go to Doctrines and Covenants, chapter 11. I'm not worried about building churches on sand. My job is to preach this message on the rooftops. I use the internet. Build upon my rock, which is my gospel. Deny not the spirit of revelation, nor the spirit of prophecy. For woe unto him that denieth these things. Therefore treasure up in your heart until the time which is in my wisdom, that you shall go forth. Behold, I speak unto all who have good desires and have thirst in their sickle to reap. Behold, I am Jesus Christ, Yeshua the Christ, the Son of God. I am the life and the light of the world. I am the same who came unto mine own, and mine own received me not. But verily, verily, I say unto you, that as many as received me, to them will I give power to become the sons of God, even to them that believe on my name. Build upon my rock, which is my gospel. Build upon my rock, which is my gospel. Men are building on sand. Christ has said, I'm about to destroy your churches. Men are building on sand, not rock. You're not building upon that gospel. And when the waves come again, they will batter those walls and their structure will fall to the earth. He will destroy your church. Since the first era, I have spoken to you through my prophets to guide you rather than force you to comply with my law. But that time has passed. The human spirit has evolved and has reached maturity so that it can comprehend its mission as a spirit. Humanity, which finds itself so close to the abyss, to the perdition, needs your spiritual help. That battle, the final battle, the most terrible and tremendous between darkness and light. All spirits of darkness are gathering. The spirits of light must confront that power. Awaken, O you who have heard me, who bear the light of the Holy Spirit. Awaken and do not lose time in material pleasures and temporal ambitions. Fight for humanity. Fight so that the kingdom of the Father might come to this world. That is the mission I give to the most humble, to the most prepared. Awaken, O you who have heard me and who bear the light of the Holy Spirit. Awaken and do not lose time in material pleasures and temporal ambitions. Fight for humanity. Fight so that the kingdom of the Father might come to this world. That is the mission that I give to the most humble and to the most prepared. The spiritual world is with you. And above all is the Father full of love and mercy. The Father with infinite pain sees the suffering that men themselves are causing one another. There is a struggle of light against darkness, and each of you must struggle until the victory is reached. This is Ivan with the Church of Christ, one nation, one power. The book of the sixth seal, and also the book of the seventh seal. You guys stay tuned for the next lesson. Stay tuned. Have a good morning.